Hi, guys, and welcome to our podcast series. And we're going to be talking today about the hit that took place on Saturday, the 6th of December. And we were back in good old Essex near Brentwood for the Puckeridge and Essex hunt. It was Ladies' Day. You want to say more about that, Philip?
Several times a season, some hunts will have a ladies' day where the field riders, they're the paying public who turn up to ride with these hunts, will be all female. That's it. That's the only difference. It's a bit of a tradition thing. It's probably a way of getting some new riders to go out with them as well, friends of other women in the hunt and what have you.
Yeah.
But from a hunt saboteur's point of view, there's no difference whatsoever. The huntsman will be going out with his whipper in and a pack of 25, 30 foxhounds, and they will be attempting to hunt foxes illegally. And we are hunt saboteurs, and we try to stop that.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, we did.
We did.
Yes,
we did. They chased a couple of foxes, but they didn't catch them because we did what it says on the tin. Yeah. We rated the hounds back. Our foot teams did very good work. They were with the hunt all day, literally all day.
Yeah,
there was someone from North London.
Yeah,
in or around that hunt, that pack, and they stopped. I think it's certainly 2 chases, maybe 3. So I'm very pleased with that.
And we were really lucky as well because we were joined by some other SAB groups and by some monitors. Now there is a difference between hunt saboteurs and monitors. Maybe you can explain that.
So hunt saboteurs are people who sabotage hunts. Hunt sabotage is more direct action. A hunt saboteur will go onto land where they see the hunting happening and will make a pig's breakfast of it for the huntsman. They will interfere. We will interfere with the hounds. When he tries to cast the hounds, we will rate them. We will distract them. When they chase a fox, we use citronella to stop that chase, to bring about an end to the hunt. Yeah. Monitors are people who will watch from public rights of way. So the public road, a footpath, a bridle way. Now, there is a crossover between the two because monitors have also been known to interfere with the hunt when they see it happening, and they often do. And sometimes a hunt saboteur and a monitor can be the same person. No hunt saboteurs and monitors who flip between the two disciplines. But they're the main differences. You've got hunt saboteurs who will go and confront the hunt physically on the land, and monitors who will watch and record and gather evidence from public rights of way, usually with a view to handing anything over to the police.
And monitors are usually local people, aren't they? And they have a lot of local intelligence that they can bring to what they do.
Some monitor groups have been known to travel. The monitor group who joined us on Saturday, they had travelled from Suffolk. But usually, the vast majority of the time, monitors, you're right, will be local people, and they are invaluable to us hunt saboteurs, because, especially a travelling group, if you like North London. We don't do the same hunt every weekend. We have 3 hunts that we focus on in 3 different counties. So we travel around a fair amount. And so that local knowledge that good monitors will have is very, very useful.
And we have a really good relationship with the other SAB groups, especially the ones who were out on Saturday, and the monitors as well. The whole time we were sort of, through radio contact and everything, we were exchanging information. We covered about 12 or 13 kilometres. We didn't do the famous half marathon. It's a very landlocked area. We were incredibly efficient, especially with this exchange of information. There was always someone on the tail of their hunt. And instead of everybody running after the hunt, we would then leapfrog, hop into vehicles, drive round to where they're most likely to be going next, what direction they're heading in, the woods in that direction, and then the groups would be leapfrogging. So therefore, you're so much more efficient. You're doing much less on foot. You save your energy as well.
That's right. The last thing you want when you're sabotaging a hunt is your 2 or 3 or 4 foot teams becoming a blob around the huntsman and the hounds.
Yeah.
Because what if he gets away?
Yeah.
You need that reserve. It's also good to have 1 or 2 foot teams mobile in the vehicles, even if it's just to get some rest and to get some water on board.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, it was quite landlocked, which provides a challenge for the foot sabs. That being said, it wasn't great for the hunt either. The Puckeridge have very limited land around Kelwood and Hatch, and it was pretty much within that landlocked area. They didn't cross the roads north, west, or east. They went south to get into the area and then come back out. which worked very well for us. So although it was landlocked, the hunt was largely acting like a bit of a pinball machine. Bang, bing, 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 bing. It became very easy to predict their movements.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, you must have found it really interesting watching from the drone and seeing that wherever they went, there were sabs on their heels.
Yeah, it got to the point where it wasn't worth having the drone up. It's very heartening. So, a lot of effort gets put into training, recruiting and training members of this group, not just by me, by a lot of other people in the group as well, responsible for their various training roles. So to see that people are listening and they're actually putting the effort in, and that's coming together in the field, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, you really feel like you're in your little small foot team, but then you're very much part of the bigger team, and it is very, very satisfying. To know that it's working and we've got that trust within the team.
Philip, we need to talk about cubbing. Now, cubbing is an aspect of hunting that a lot of people don't know about. And it would be great if you could just explain what cubbing is. There's a season for cubbing.
Yes, there is. The season for cubbing happens just for 2 months before the start of the main fox hunting season. So the main fox hunting season will start late October, early November, and go on until March or April in most parts of the country. September and October is the cubbing phase of the season. And
I think it's fair to say, I'm sorry to interrupt, I think it's fair to say that this is one of the most vile, abhorrent, absolutely disgusting aspects of an actually disgusting activity that really most people don't know what it is.
Yes. If I describe what it is first, and then I'll tell you, so people can know what to think. It's during the type of fox hunting that happens during the main season is the huntsman will find an area likely to contain foxes, known as a cover, and he will send a pack of...
And what exactly would a cover be? Can you give some examples?
Any area likely to contain foxes in the countryside. So a wood, a spinney, a brook, a maize field, a wheat field.
So somewhere where they can hide. They're not in open ground, are they?
Somewhere where foxes would normally sort of lay up during the day, or with their cubs, where they would live. And the idea would be to enter them into them being the hounds, the dogs, a pack of foxhounds into these areas, flush a fox and chase it. Now, the difference with cub hunting is it's designed to train up some new hounds who have been entered into the pack during the summer months to show them what they're supposed to be doing, how to fox hunt, how to kill. And the difference is in the hunt aren't looking for a chase. They will surround one of these covers, send the hounds in, and any foxes, and at that time of year they're usually younger foxes who might try to escape, would be scared back in by the riders surrounding the wood, making noise, cracking their whips on their saddles and slapping their saddles, sometimes just making noises. And
so the hounds would go in, and then the baby foxes, the fox cubs, would retreat, basically for protection, because they don't have the capacity or they don't know this is danger and they have to just run for it. So they're a sitting duck, so to speak.
Correct. And then if they try to escape, they're scared back in by the field riders or whoever, members of the hunt on the outside, straight back in to the pack. So that those younger hounds can see what they're supposed to be doing. And I think a lot of people consider it the most disturbing type of hunting because it doesn't even give the foxes a chance to escape.
Yes.
And that's why it's seen as particularly disgusting.
And is that one of the reasons why it's carried out in the very, very early hours of the morning?
Well, the thing is, even pre-ban, cub hunting happened in the very early hours or later on at dusk, but usually early in the morning, dawn. And it was because, and it still is because, September can still be quite warm, but it's cooler earlier on in the day. This allows for better scenting conditions. Since the ban in 2005, starting early in the day brings about the extra benefit of perhaps not being seen by a nosy dog walker. It's harder for the hunts during the cub hunting part of the season to hide behind the smokescreen of trail hunting. During the main season, they can say, we're trail hunting and the hounds are going and disappearing off over the sun, over the hills, into the horizon. But when they're killing over such a small space, it's easier for the public who might be present to see what's going on. they haven't got the excuse of trail hunting.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit for them starting so early or late.
And when you're out there, Philip, you found a hunt, you know where they're sort of heading for, and you hear the horn, you hear the hunter blowing his horn, basically sending the dogs, the hounds, into the woods. I mean, what does that feel like? I mean, you must wish that you had wings and you've got legs, you've got to run and...
We do have a drone.
You have a drone, yes.
It makes me very angry. It makes me very, very angry. And I think it makes any right-thinking person angry, because anyone who enjoys fox hunting full stop, whichever time of the season, needs removing from society.
Yes.
Now, anyone who wants to stop them needs the support of the state, because the state should be doing something about this. And they said they would. They introduced a rubbish law. Tony Blair made the famous politician's mistake of trying to keep both sides happy, and it failed.
But going back to cubbing or cub hunting, I just wondered, so in the normal course of fox hunting, you have what are known as field riders, and they're basically people who pay quite a lot of money to ride with the hunt. They get to go across land that normally they don't have access to, and I guess they see it as a fabulous morning out, going across farmland. Do you get many of these field riders out during the cubbing season in the early hours?
Yeah, we've noticed during the cubbing phase of the season, there will usually be fewer riders in attendance. I think there are a couple of reasons for it. Firstly, a hunt will often only bring out people they absolutely trust, because it's harder to hide behind the smoke screen of trail hunting. They'll only bring out people they trust. And also, I think just the time of day. It's not people want to get out of bed so early.
Yeah, not a popular time, is it, to get out of bed at the crack of dawn. But we do it, don't we, Philip? We do it, and we do it significantly earlier than the hunters do, because we have to get there. We live in North London, a lot of us. So we're definitely setting our alarms super early, aren't we? And
that's right. When the Underground introduced all-night running on some of the lines,
hallelujah.
Yeah, it was a good day for us.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I think we've established that it is absolutely vile and abhorrent and disgusting. And I think it's also fair to say that when we and other SABs and other monitors are out, because it's such a disgusting activity and we're out there with cameras and drones and so on, would you say it's it's reasonable to assume that we put a halt to that activity and they kind of just pack up?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they'll do one of three things. The first and best thing is that they'll pack up immediately and go home. That doesn't happen much, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
The second thing they do is they'll run. And they'll run. And they'll run. And they'll run to get away from us. The third thing they'll do is they'll turn it into a normal fox hunting outing, a normal meet. They'll revert to normal fox hunting, where they're not surrounding covers and they're trying to put up a fox to chase instead. And so then we just deal with that as we normally would.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So what an absolutely distasteful and awful thing to have to wrap up on. But I think we've established that this activity is going to be hidden no more, because we've now talked about it. And perhaps people walking in the countryside, they might see riders, they might hear the sound of hounds, and, they might just get a little bit suspicious. Anyway, thank you for that. Hey, Bridget. I'm really excited. Hi, I'm really excited that today on our Fun Foxy Facts, we're going to be hearing all about the first year in the life of a fox and how they develop from birth to 1 year old.
So spring, as is with most animals, they give birth to their cubs. Their litter size can vary. It can be anything from 2 or 3 cubs up to many more, just dependent really.
Okay. What makes a difference to the size of the litter?
Well, it really depends on the nutrition, so how much food they've got, how well nourished they are, how strong they are, how healthy they are, what their environment's like, if they've got a good safe environment. So there's a number of different factors, which is kind of the case with a lot of wildlife.
I understand that the hunt actually kind of feed the vixens while they're pregnant to make sure they're really healthy and might have more cubs as well, is that right?
That's right. They do encourage. Obviously, they want bigger litters because it gives them more prey
Yeah,
for their dogs. You know, so not only in their artificial earths but also in their natural dens. They obviously want to have a thriving fox community.
And you
So
talked
they've
about
got
can you just explain what an artificial earth is?
an artificial earth is where they kind of have a big pipe which they put in the ground, which gives the foxes an ideal place to live. It's like an artificial den, and it just they encourage the fox to go there because then they know where the foxes are.
Exactly. Yeah. Can flush
So
them
yeah.
out. Okay. And okay, so the early weeks of a cub's life, what's that like?
But the cubs are born completely blind and helpless, and they do rely on their mother for warmth and nourishment. But it's only in a few weeks that they start to open their eyes and they start to explore their area. And then usually by around 3 weeks they start to venture out a little bit, just to start to explore, and they play with each other and discover the area around them.
And then what age are they when they're pretty much fully grown?
So they're fully grown probably around autumn time. So in the preceding months.
They'd be 7, 8 months old, yeah? Yeah, they've been learning how to survive. Their mother, the vix, will be teaching them survival, how to jump on their prey and stalk their prey. So once they come to autumn, they're in a stronger position to survive once they have to leave the den. But obviously they have challenges from the predators, mainly the hunts, especially in the countryside, because that's when cubbing starts. That's right.
Just before they leave their dens, the cubbing starts, so they're vulnerable, and it gives the hunts a chance to teach the dogs how to attack a fox. Because they're little and they're not so strong, they don't put so much resistance up. And that's what cubbing is all about.
Yes, and they don't know what that kind of danger is, do they? They don't know the sound of a horn, the
that's right.
thudding of horses' hooves, pack of hounds. They've never come across that before. They haven't learned that that's a danger. So assuming that they are lucky enough to survive that, when they get to about a year old, where are they at then in development terms?
Yeah, when they get to about a year old, they're starting the whole cycle again. So they've hopefully by then found their own dens, their own mate, and then they'll start the whole cycle again. So it begins.
That's really interesting to hear that. Thanks so much, Bridget. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, if you want to give us a follow or a like or find out more about what we do. If you wish to make a small donation, because we are an independent group, you'll also find our PayPal link there. Thank you very much for watching.
See you next week, guys. Bye.